Hello and welcome to Unikron's Gaming. Today's video is about Super Street Fighter 2. I think is it called Super Street Fighter the new challenges? You know, I don't even care, to be honest. So brief history from Wikipedia. It says Super Street Fighter 2, the new challenges. Oh, okay, I did remember correctly. Is a 1993 fighting game developed and published by Capcom for the arcades. It is the fourth game in the Street Fighter 2 sub-series of Street Fighter games following Street Fighter 2 Turbo, which is a godly game. It refines and balances the existing character roster from previous versions and introduces 4 new characters, and they are Cammy, DJ, Fei Long and T-Hawk. It is the first game on Capcom's CP System 2 hardware with more sophisticated graphics and audio over the original CP system hardware used in the previous versions of Street Fighter 2. So yes, that is the brief history of Super Street Fighter 2. Thank you, Wikipedia. So this video is to go along with my previous video, I believe the Super Turbo one, why I didn't like it. And I don't particularly like this game either, to be honest. I just feel that the Street Fighter 2 games on the CPS2 system just aren't the ones. They just don't do it for me, unfortunately. And I'm going to tell you my reasons why. And obviously this is all very subjective, but it's just why I feel that these games as a whole, this and Super Turbo spoiled it for me. But more so I'm going to be talking about Super Street Fighter 2 here. So yeah, so let's get to it. Yeah, you bounce up and down, Ryu. You bounce up and down with the glint in your eye. Yeah. That's probably the only decent thing you did in this game, swine. But okay, first things first. Presentation. Okay, so the first time I saw this game in the arcade, I believe it's East London, a place called Rumble Tums. There are 2 Q-Sound machines connected together, and I saw this, and I was like, holy hell, look at the graphics, look at the animation on this guy. So I was just like, yeah, well done. So, and I'm going to continue that here. Presentation, just the looks of this game. I can't lie, it's fantastic. It is fantastic. The intro screen, the UI, it's genuinely, for the time, it's very good. It's very good. Not the best, but it's very good. So, I mean, look at Cammy's stage. Come on, them Northern Lights. Just, yeah. Extra animation for old characters. Brand new characters like Cammy. Look how she looked. I mean, it's just fantastic. Oh yeah, background's phenomenal still. Some of the tweaks did seem a little bit lazy for some of the other characters, for some of their well-established characters, but generally as a whole, it just as a package, it was just great. It was absolutely fantastic. Even look at the energy bar, the fonts, the KO, everything streamlined, the free play. It's great. It's great. It's actually quite attractive. I mean, look at Fei Long just bouncing up and down. Come on, can't go wrong with this. Visually speaking, Honda looks good. It looks a tiny little bit outdated compared to Fei Long, but still, yeah. DJ, he's not my favorite looking character, but he still animates well. Look at Bison there. Look at the background. Look at the colors. It's just, yeah, it's great. It's actually great. The portraits are improved. They look fantastic. The endings are improved as well. Yeah, just all over. I mean, look at Blanca stage. More colors. A little bit of water glistening in the background underneath the hut there. Yeah, very nice. The people in the background look better. It would have been nice if the snake animated, but hey, or the big fish animated. And look, the stars, you see them as well before people get dazed, so you know that they're dazed. Extra animation in Ken's hurricane kick there. The stun animations look a little bit better. The fireballs look better, more animation. Look at Ryu's fireball there. Just, yeah, the whole package, visually speaking, is an upgrade. I will give it that. The colors for the characters. So now you've got, was it 7 colors, I believe? Or is it 8? I can't remember. But yeah, I think it's 7 or 8. But even the skin tones, some of them look a little bit ridiculous, but most of them on the whole look really good as well. I mean, Guile's got some funky colors, so I don't know what's going on there. One of them, he actually looks like he's from, I don't know, he looks Hawaiian or whatever. He's just orange hair and stuff. He just looks weird. But yeah, I would say graphically, you can't go wrong. But I'll give them that. Graphically, this game is a treat, especially for that time period. Look at the flames. Flame on! Johnny Torch. Love it. And now this is where they drop the ball. I don't think this game's that fun. It's just, for one, they went back to almost Champion Edition speed, Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. We had just come from Turbo. We had a fuel injection. It's just like, yeah, and then we're back to this. The moves don't look as hard hitting. It's just a joke, they're the same moves, but they don't look as hard anymore. It's just strange. I'm just like, what did you do? We're gonna come onto that because that's part of the audio package. But yeah, it's just, it's like, for example, my main was Ken, and I like to have his media hurricane kick go horizontal. It's like an air dash. But that was sort of gone. They just changed it up so much. Blanca, to me, he's worse. He's worse. His vertical cannonball is terrible. He's got much more frames we can be hit now. It's just, oh my God. Honda was a bit of improvement with the jab headbutt, but overall, the speed and everything, and there wasn't enough changes. I mean, something like Ryu, he became god tier with the fiery fireball and the knockdown and stuff like that. Chun-Li, she became better, but she still had that ridiculous jump. She needed a boost in speed. But yeah, it didn't introduce enough new for me. I think the bosses got new animations. So they had like their light, medium and heavy moves was like everybody else's now. It could do different things, so it looked better rather than how they were in Hyper Fighting and Champion Edition. But on the whole, the gameplay was just, I think the speed killed it. It just did. There wasn't enough new, and for the time the competition was there, this is almost like it was rushed. It wasn't thought out. It wasn't finished. It was just like, okay, I mean, yeah, and the combo system changed, so you bounce back more. So certain things just didn't connect. Chain combos were gone. Well, for the most part, anyway. CPS1 or CP1 system had more chain combos than this. I mean, yeah, they changed stuff up, but it just, I don't know, it didn't feel good. It was just, yeah. So yeah, it wasn't for me, man. And I think it wasn't for a lot of people because this is where Street Fighter lost its gusto. A lot of people just didn't bother with it. You can say what you will, but this one was not as popular as the previous ones. Perhaps that and a combination of competition, it just lost it. So yeah, there just wasn't enough new here, or things changed. The 4 characters were good, but most people didn't pick T-Hawk. They just didn't. Cammy was a favorite, and she was pretty cool. DJ was okay, but I think he came into his own in Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, rather than this game. Fei Long was cool, but his Rekikens, most people found them hard to get out 1, 2, 3, one after the other. They could do 1 or definitely do 2, but they couldn't get out the 3rd. They used to get hit. It was just very awkward and hard. It was nice to have the days so that you knew when someone was dazed, but nah, playability, it was just pedestrian. Games were getting faster and meaner, and then you just got this that slowed everything down. It looked pretty. The game was basically an airhead. It just wasn't substantially different enough or new enough to be worth your credit and play it, basically. Audio. Okay, this is the sound in this game was a crime. The audio. The sound effects, don't care, were all rubbish. None of them was an improvement. Not one of them. The moves didn't sound like they hurt, so they didn't have weight to them. The voices, come on. Guile, the announcer, Ken, Hadouken, Sonic Boom, round 1, fight. Oh, rubbish, just rubbish. The remix tunes for each background, they're okay, but that's because they're remix of classics. But were any of them really much better than the originals? Anyway, I weren't really, no. Alright, look. I'm gonna not talk. I'm just going to let you listen to some sound effects and the voices so you can see what I mean. And I'm going to compare them to two games that came out in 1993 in the arcades and that were competition to this, and listen to the difference and tell me how bad this audio is compared to them.
Round 3, fight!
Okay, that's a sampling from Super Street Fighter 2, now Samurai Showdown, which came out in 93. Just listen to how this game sounds. It's just so different to what was out there. It was punchy and mean. Alright, let's have a listen to Samurai Showdown now, compared to Super Street Fighter 2. Now I'm going to talk about a game that I believe stole the crown from Super Street Fighter 2 in the West, and that was Mortal Kombat 2. This game came and they said, look, hold my beer. Listen to the announcer on this game, the sound effects. He talks in between the match as well. And just, this game sounded powerful. You knew this game was serious. Compare that to Hadouken. Ryu wins, Ken wins.
Sub-Zero wins. Sub-Zero wins. Finish him. Raiden wins. Fatality.
Bonus round. Super Street Fighter 2 did get 2 ports on the SNES and the Mega Drive respectively, and so that I'm not overly negative, I'm gonna tell you what my friend Jazz, aka the Jazz Father, thought about the Mega Drive version, this version that you see here. Okay, basically said the stuff that he liked was he really liked expert mode, where you got to fight all 16 characters and it cuts out the bonus stages, and then you get your mirror match, which you didn't get in the arcade version of Super or in the normal mode of Super. When I say Super, that's just short for Super Street Fighter 2. The music carried on from rounds 1 to 2, unlike the SNES version, and also unlike the UK SNES version that didn't say round 1 fight, the Mega Drive did. Visually it doesn't hold up, he said, but it was Super Street Fighter 2 in your home, and it also was a game that got him to play as Zangief, Fei Long and T-Hawk, which he loves. So yeah, there you go, there's some positives from that. My good friend Chowster, he likes the SNES version of Super, and this is some good things he had to say about it. He liked how strong Ryu was in the console version of Super Street Fighter 2. He was kind of broken, and he loved that. I mean, he really loved Ryu, and he was really good with him as too, which was bloody annoying, and it still is bloody annoying. I prefer it, well, so not I prefer, he prefers Ryu's Hurricane Kick and its ability to move around the stage and close down space compared to his CPS1 version, which the Hurricane Kick wasn't really like that. So yeah, basically use it like a dash He was really good with that. He still is. The console version he preferred the console version of Super Street Fighter 2 over his arcade counterpart due to being able to change the speed in the console version. I forgot to say Jazz likes that as well, the fact that you could speed up both home versions of the game. And he said, this is Chelsea, sorry, again, he said, if we're talking arcade versus arcade, Street Fighter 2, then he prefers the CPS1 versions over the CPS2. So yeah, that's them, and I thought I'll put some positivity in here, even though it's talking about the console versions, because realistically, playability, they are going to be better than the arcade simply because they're faster. I had the SNES version of Super, and personally, and obviously I've played Jazz so much because we were basically neighbours, so I played him a lot on the Mega Drive version. When it comes to SNES and Mega Drive, I think the SNES one is a little bit better overall, simply because it looks and sounds better. The Mega Drive version has more modes, which are nice, but because the playability is basically the same, and obviously it's got more sound in the Mega Drive version as well, like round one fight and all that stuff. But the Mega Drive version, the color palette just hurts it. And when you look at Kami's stage compared to the arcade, it's just not the same. So yeah, but anyway, I think even the home versions of this game are poor. By the time this came out, why wasn't it a port of Super Turbo? Or like Special Champion and Street Fighter Turbo on the previous versions, why didn't we have both versions of Super on one cartridge? Why didn't we have Super and Super Turbo? Super Turbo was already out by that time. I don't understand why it wasn't a thing. I mean, hell, the SNES had Alpha 2. The Game Boy Advance had Street Fighter 2, was it Turbo Revival, whatever it was? You telling me the Mega Drive and SNES couldn't have had Super Turbo and Super? Nah, I just think this whole project was a dud. It just ruined Street Fighter 2 for me. Just ruined it. I had to go back to the old versions. But that's me. So overall, graphically this game looks good, but so did a lot of games at that time. And it's not like it looked that much better than the previous version, which was Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Super looked good and it's more colourful and stuff like that, but it wasn't enough. It was almost like they were facing competitions that we need to get something out. And the decisions that they made, I mean, the sound is pants. The gameplay isn't, there's not enough change in there. We had Champion 2 Hyper Fighting, which was more tweaks and speeds and stuff. But this one was just, this was advertised all over the place. They were loading it up in the magazines. Oh, the change and the CPS2 board. And it looked nice initially, but it just wasn't. I mean, look, this is Street Fighter 2 Turbo or Hyper Fighting, depending on which version you played, Japanese or American or UK. But this is Hyper Fighting, okay? Just the speed was what we wanted, and we got it. Because all those Rainbow editions, Capcom had to counter it. Yes, look at the art style. I mean, this doesn't look that bad at all. Look at Garland Ken here. Ken looks like he can do some damage and stuff, but hey, you know what? Capcom, you spoil it for me. You spoil it. Anyway, hope you're doing well. I'm out. I'll see you in my next video. Peace.